back to the cage, and our ring announcer, Jennifer Oxendine.
Just a reminder, we have the official Valor t-shirts on sale at the ticket booth for only $10. Go check them out. Are you ready for our next fight? Our next fight is a kickboxing match brought to you by the Blind Zebra. First, fighting out of the red corner, Bryan Farrington.
All right, so Bryan Farrington first out. He's out of the Hurricane House of Pain camp in Williamsburg, Kentucky, and they've got a couple of fighters from that camp here on the card tonight. We'll see Gary Rollins here in just a little bit from that camp as well. So Bryan Farrington was originally scheduled to be on an MMA bout earlier tonight, but he has been switched over to a kickboxing bout here tonight. Farrington was going to make his MMA debut, but now shifts down to kickboxing.
Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with the sanctioning requirements.
All right, back to the cage, and a ring announcer, Jennifer Oxendine.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Put your hands together for Josh Lewis.
As I was saying, a lot of times you'll show up for your fight, something happens to your opponent, maybe he doesn't make weight or whatever, the fight is scratched, and then you go to look for a replacement, but you have to have blood work, you have to have all of these medicals. For amateur kickboxing, because of the headgear and so forth, the state does not require you to have these medicals and the blood work, so it's much easier to go ahead and switch over and find a replacement in kickboxing competition, and that's what happened here, I believe.
Yeah, and coming out to the cage right now is Josh Lewis, making his kickboxing debut. He's out of the North Georgia camp in Dalton, Georgia, and should be fun tonight in this matchup between Bryan Farrington and Josh Lewis.
Well, Josh Lewis is the twin brother of David Lewis. Okay, and I know these guys very well because they actually competed in the Arena Combat 2-on-2 event. They teamed up together and fought.
How about that?
Yeah, and but Josh Lewis, a tremendous wrestler, wrestled in college, and but never had a mixed martial arts fight. David, his brother, did. Now he is stepping into the cage to do it in kickboxing competition.
All right. Both fighters are in the cage right now. For our official fighter introductions, let's go back to the cage and our ring announcer, Jennifer Oxendine.
This bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds. First, out of the red corner, fighting out of Hurricane House of Pain in Williamsburg, Kentucky. I'm sorry. Bryan Farrington. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, representing North Georgia Hyaston in Dalton, Georgia, Josh Lewis. Your referee for this fight, Jason King.
All right, so in the silver headgear is Bryan Farrington. In the black headgear is Josh Lewis. Again, all bouts tonight sanctioned by the ISKA, all kickboxing under K1 rules, 10-point must system. With an opponent getting 9 points or less. Our judges tonight, three of them.
Here we go.
Tommy Brooks, Marty Willis, and Chandler Gomes.
And look at this, Josh Lewis all over Bryan Farrington right out of the gate.
And on the retreat, and there's
what?
a takedown.
Wait a second, whoa, that could be a disqualification right there. He suplexed Bryan Farrington in the middle of a kickboxing bout. What on earth just happened?
I don't know that he knows what he just did, and that's going to be
I mean, that would,
point.
I believe they're going to take a point away, but I think that, I mean, Farrington may be protesting for a disqualification here. Wow.
In his corner telling.
I'm a huge fan of Josh Lewis, but man, that was way off script. That's unbelievable.
You have all your kickboxing stuff on, your headgear.
Yeah, I thought for a second, I was like, man, am I really watching this happen?
And he's on the attack once again, and Farrington is on the retreat and under serious assault.
Yeah, Farrington just covering up.
I think Jason King is very close to stopping this fight, and he will. Actually, no, he's just going to separate them.
I was expecting a standing 8 count here.
And he lets it go out. Farrington.
Now, I will say this, Farrington following this bout, if he gets stopped here, he could petition for a no contest, a reversal, or a disqualification simply on the fact that maybe that suplex caused damage.
Well, if Farrington can hang in here, Lewis had a point taken off. So you go to the judge's scorecard, and you may have a 9-9. You could have a 9-8. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because this is so one-sided here early on.
Right.
Lewis in the silver headgear and Farrington, Lewis in the black headgear and Farrington in the silver. First kick from Lewis.
That being said, Josh Lewis looked very composed in his first striking battle here, his first outing in kickboxing rules. His brother, David Lewis, as we mentioned, he is a champion here at Valor. Oh, wow, that was a big shot. I think we got a standing 8 count here.
Yeah,
Farrington in rough shape. I think he's waving it off.
He did.
He says it's over.
Another first round win here in kickboxing. Bryan Farrington took an assault from the opening bell from Josh Lewis. Very impressive in his debut, but again, very controversial with that suplex takedown.
It could be, but it was the kickboxing prowess of Josh Lewis that ended this bout and really secured the dominance. So, props to him. A big win for Josh Lewis in his first kickboxing outing.
Yeah, the North Georgia High Stand camp in Dalton, Georgia. Josh Lewis wins his debut in kickboxing. That'll be another first round win here on our card at Valor Fights 24 in Crossville, Tennessee for the first time ever. Some upcoming events: Kingsport next Saturday night. We will be at Apex 7, July 25th. Join us for that in Kingsport. And then back in Valor Fights 25, August 22nd at Pigeon Forge, where Valor Fights 23
and
was.
That's Sullivan North. That's the first time at Sullivan North High School. And those fans there in the Bloomingdale area, they're going to be excited to see MMA for the first time.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row with the Valor Fights organization with some entertaining bouts. And the fighters are almost ready here. Let's see. And Farrington will join in. Let's go back to the cage. Our official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Josh Lewis.